Welcome back, Focus Learners. Today, we are attempting something absolutely incredible. We're going to be cracking a cosmic operating system, literally. We're looking at a structural mapping of the Quran that completely flips how we understand its text. We're not just reading ancient history today, we are diving into the foundational code of reality itself. So buckle up. Okay, let's dive right into this. What if these ancient texts aren't, just historical records, but actual operational code? A live map of your very own consciousness. Just think about that for a second. According to this framework we're exploring in today's explainer, the text functions as a completely closed universe, where every single word is an active command, just waiting to be executed by the reader. To really grasp this architecture, we have a specific boot sequence to run through today. The Eternal Memory Tesseract, a pre-installed system defect, the Adam and Solomon collapse, the four-motion equation, the Judi landing, and finally, how you are Adam 2.0.
Section 1. The Eternal Memory Tesseract. To truly get this, we have to completely toss out the idea of reading a conventional storybook.
So the sources define the text as an Eternal Memory Tesseract. And what that basically means is it's a closed universe software architecture. Every single Arabic root is a precise coordinate. Nothing, and I mean nothing, is borrowed from the outside. The system acts as a live diagnostic of you, the reader. You aren't just reading the book is reading you. Every name functions as a highly specific operational command within this sealed universe. Now, what's really interesting here is how these linguistic roots are categorized into absolute structural laws. I mean, this is the foundational code. A law is absolute, sitting entirely outside the equation. Purity functions as a containment field, kind of like a crown. Intuition is the inward field, the body over the throne. Reasoning, that's categorized as the staff, which is essentially an operational support tool. And water is the fluid medium of both life and death.
Section 2. The pre-installed system defect. Look, no operating system is without its challenges, right? So let's look at the bugs in this cosmic software. The source texts repeatedly anchor on this incredibly haunting quote, and when the girl who was buried alive is asked for what sin she was killed. In this framework, this isn't just a recount of historical injustice, it's a structural wound. This buried daughter actually represents the pure, receptive life, the innate truth in the system, that gets violently suppressed and destroyed before it can even speak. And here's the kicker. This structural defect isn't some external ambush. It is pre-installed. Shaitan's whisper at coordinate 722 operates as an internal firmware glitch. The ego, the nafs, literally chooses killing over surrendering at coordinate 530. And from that initial destruction of the buried girl, revenge installs itself as the default behavioral response in the system. This leads us right to the factorization node at coordinate 2102, where the angels Harut and Marut teach a separating craft. It's widening the gap between truth and illusion as a deliberate test of the system.
So the absolutely crucial point here is understanding this exact split in desire. On side A, we have the human error. Adam just wants to attain the angel state, right? An immortal condition. But it's infected by jealousy. But then on side B, we see the much deeper corruption. The nafs, the unrestrained ego, secretly wants to achieve the Allah state. It wants to become the ultimate, unquestioned authority. And that confusion between wanting to be an angel and secretly wanting to be God, that is the initial system error.
Section 3. Adam, Solomon, and collapse. Let's look at a case study to see exactly how this code executes on both a civilizational and an individual scale. This brilliantly illustrates what's called the collapse of the D10 instrument, basically the outer physical shell or worldly kingdom. Look at the symmetry here. It's wild. Adam's kingdom is the garden. Solomon's is the earthly empire. Adam suffers a total collapse when the garden closes. Solomon literally dies upright, leaning on his staff at coordinate 3414, while his empire just keeps running on empty inertia because the jinn don't even realize he's dead. Topologically, according to this mapping, these are the exact same event. The outer instrument dies, and the inward container has to ask for re-entry.
The sources map this out even further as a sort of fractal timeline. Notice this phase map. It starts with eating the fruit. That's the initial error. Then it loops through the prophet Yunus, trapped in three darknesses, repenting through the patience of Ayub, resuming under the grown tree, and culminating in the Musa phase, where the book is truly known. The really mind-blowing part of this framework is that this isn't just historical chronology. Adam's biography is literally the reader's biography. It is your consciousness running the 725 loop through this exact sequence of error, darkness, patience, and enlightenment.
Section 4, the four-motion equation. We are shifting now to the mathematical heart of this entire framework, which is derived from Surah 57, verse 4.
The sources identify a four-motion cosmic equation of existence. It's based on what penetrates the Earth, what emerges from it, what descends from the sky, and what ascends to it. Let's break it down. Step 1 is penetration, Adam blessed. Step 2 is emergence, Adam transgressed. Step 3 is descent, Adam repenting. Step 4 is ascent, the cycle repeating. These are four distinct directions, sure, but they describe one single unified motion of the human soul.
But here's the thing. An equation needs an observer to function. You, yes, you watching this explainer right now, you are the fifth point. You are the reader. You're not standing outside this tesseract observing it passively. You are the one watching the cycle run, looping from womb to grave. Your active pattern recognition is what actually makes this entire cosmic equation function. Section 5, the Judi landing. Let's transition to the resolution phase of our topological map, the actual moment of landing. Let's move to and see how this builds into a unified topological event. On side A, at coordinate 1144, the ark settles on the solid rock of Mount Judi after the flood. On side B, at coordinate 531, the crow scratches the earth to teach burial after the first murder. In this structural reading, these are the exact same boundary crossing event. They both represent the transition from a fluid, chaotic trial into solid rest and realization, completely seamlessly contained inside that 57-4 motion equation we just looked at. And then, the system resets beautifully. The sick Yunus, who was expelled from the whale, functionally resumes as the sick Ibrahim, standing outside the temple. They are sitting at the exact same null point. When Ibrahim is thrown into the fire, he activates the righteous brother's speech, and at coordinate 2169, the fire physically becomes coolness. It is the ultimate system correction, Allah taking the one who is expelled and transforming them into the one who is taught.
Section 6, you are Adam 2.0. All right, let's bring all this code down to your immediate reality right now.
Because time in this framework, it isn't a straight line. The sources suggest that only Allah knows the number of Bani Adam instances. Every single time a reader engages with this operational code, a brand new Adam instance is spawned. You are Adam 2.0 running the simulation right now. And the system gives you a very clear binary choice. You either grip the book and exit the worldly loop for infinity, or you succumb to the firmware glitch and become the first to disbelieve in your own timeline.
To avoid a total system collapse, the framework isolates this ultimate frequency. This number right here is the precise bias switch, 1912. This is the coordinate of the command given to Yahya to take the book with strength. Without this active, forceful grip on the code, the ego just drifts right back into the trap, freezing up like a museum exhibit. But with this grip, the code activates.
The sources remind us to always use our 10-10-100 akal, our active reasoning and intellect, and to wake up from the illusion of false, hollow authority, the tagot. The framework is laid out right in front of you. The operating system is waiting for your input. So the only question left for you is, when will you activate 1912?